The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, June 18, 2023. In recent days, heavy fighting has continued, with the most intense combat focused in Zaporizhzhia Oblast, Western Donetsk Oblast, and around Bakhmut. In all these areas, Ukraine continues to pursue offensive operations and has made small advances. In the south, Russian forces often conduct relatively effective defensive operations. Both sides are suffering high casualties, with Russian losses likely the highest since the peak of the battle for Bakhmut in March. The Air Force Command of Ukraine Armed Forces update. During the past day of June 17 and the beginning of the current day of June 18, 2023, the air defense of the Air Force destroyed 2 enemy Ka-52 attack helicopters, 4 Iranian attack uncrewed aerial vehicles Shahed 136 and 131, and 1 Lancet. Also, yesterday and today, the air defense of the Air Force destroyed 7 enemy reconnaissance uncrewed aerial vehicles of the operational tactical level of the types Orlan 10, Orlan 30, Zala, and Supercam. Aviation of the Air Force of Ukraine carried out dozens of aircraft sorties for fire damage and fighter cover. More than 20 airstrikes were carried out on Russian positions, equipment, rears, and accumulation of manpower. The Institute for the Study of War, Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Ukrainian forces continued counteroffensive actions on at least 4 sectors of the front on June 18 and made limited territorial gains. Geolocated footage suggests that Ukrainian forces made limited advances within 30 kilometers south of Kreminna. Avdiivka City Military Administration head, Vitaly Barabash, reported that Ukrainian forces advanced more than a kilometer north of Avdiivka on the Donetsk city front line over the past 2 weeks. Russian sources claimed that Ukrainian forces conducted counteroffensive operations south, southwest, and southeast of Velika Novosilka on the administrative border between western Donetsk and eastern Zaporizhzhia Oblasts, and made some localized advances. Ukrainian forces continued counteroffensive operations in western Zaporizhzhia Oblast, and geolocated footage suggests that Ukrainian forces entered the western part of Pyatakatki, 41 kilometers southeast of Zaporizhzhia city, southwest of Orikhiv. Ukrainian Tavris Group of Forces spokesperson, Captain Valery Shershin, stated that Russian forces continue to counterattack in western Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia Oblasts, and that Ukrainian forces have a lot of work. Ukrainian Melitopol Mayor Ivan Fedorov reported that Russian forces continue to transfer personnel and heavy military equipment from around Nova Kakhovka and Kakhovka in eastern Kherson Oblast to the Zaporizhzhia Oblast frontline via Melitopol. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. Ukrainian forces may be temporarily pausing counteroffensive operations to re-evaluate their tactics for future operations. A Wall Street Journal interview with Russian prisoners of war indicates continued significant morale and command issues among frontline Russian units, and the continued Russian use of barrier forces to shoot retreating soldiers. European Union Internal Market Commissioner Thierry Breton announced on June 18 that the European Union is accelerating arms deliveries to Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin reportedly supported select Russian military bloggers' proposal to create a presidential administration working group, likely in an effort to integrate prominent military bloggers into the pro-Kremlin information space. Russian forces conducted limited ground attacks north of Svatov and south of Kreminna. Russian and Ukrainian forces conducted limited ground attacks around Bakhmut and along the Avdiivka Donetsk city line. Ukrainian forces continued counteroffensive operations on the administrative border between western Donetsk and eastern Zaporizhzhia Oblasts. Russian sources claimed that Russian forces continued to repel Ukrainian counteroffensive operations in western Zaporizhzhia Oblast. Some Russian ultranationalist figures are concerned that the Russian Ministry of Defense's efforts to formalize volunteer formations will trigger command changes and degrade combat effectiveness. Russian occupation officials are continuing to prioritize medical treatment for Russian military personnel in occupied Mariupol, reportedly significantly increasing the civilian mortality rate in the city.